Hello, distinguished audience. You are literally welcome to Digital Pinkway podcast, and I am super excited because the last podcast was an interview. Now we are doing a session with Digital Pinkway. So first thing first, I'd like to ask, how is everyone doing? I hope you all are doing fine. I hope everything is going on good for you, whatever location you reside in. How was your Valentine? Let's have this chit chat. How did you spend your Valentine Day? Because basically, people keep asking me how I spent mine, and I was just caught up with work. And I had this NGO, Register Africa, that actually gifted me a Valentine token. A big shout out to them. Register Africa is an NGO specialized in disabilities and making sure your disability is also an ability. So big shout out to them. So I think my Valentine was just there. But I really want to talk about the situation going on in Nigeria. Nigeria today, we are having issues with our naira value and inflation of goods and prices. The hardship has toughened up. A lot of people are experiencing hardship, and people who do 9 to 5 can no longer attest to the fact that their salary money is favorable to them. And the prices of goods, I remember going for shopping. That was maybe last month or in the beginning of the new month, and I went to go get some grocery, and I went to go get things that I need, my personal things, like perfume, I'm holding right now. And I realized perfume I used to get at an affordable prices doubled up. A lot of things doubled up, and it was very unusual, because I thought we are trying to get to a level in this country where things should be affordable, but it seems everything is just going up, and it's never coming down. So I would say this, that Nigeria right now, we need to pray, and we need to implement the art of kindness. Nobody knows what your fellow brothers and sisters are actually going through. So it's actually very important that you are kind to your fellow brothers and sisters. You treat people with kindness in any way you can. Either you support what they do, or you say some encouraging words. You don't pressure anyone at this point, because every adult is actually going through serious, tough adulting crisis right now. And it's the responsibility is so much. I'm even trying to consider those that are married. How are you taking care of your children, your husband, your wives? How are you guys feeding? Because things going on in Nigeria is extremely terrible at the moment. Though we are expected to use positive words, but it's everything is just something that I really cannot fathom. And I also want to point out that I've been reposting my NGO design. If you don't know, my NGO is Global Youth Alliance for Change. It's been 10 months. I'm super grateful for the journey and the growth, and I feel you can check it out if you want to support, so that we can fight SDG goals like zero hunger, poverty, climate change, and all this. So you can definitely reach out to me, send me a DM if you want to sponsor and be part of the NGO and the foundation. Thank you. So back to what I'm trying to say is that at this point, let everyone be kind to each other. This is not a time to fight one another. It's about telling our government to do the needful. Kidnapping here and there, robbery here and there, invasion of people home here and there. The Ibadan explosion that happened, it was terrible. It actually happened this month. And I think we also experienced some explosion in Lekki. I think a shopping mall had some fire breakouts and all of those things going on in Nigeria. So I feel it's very important you talk to people kindly. You don't pressure anyone. You don't say offensive things to anyone. Because a lot of people are going through depression at the moment, and depression could not just be finances alone. It could be emotionally. Maybe they have not been able to tick up their goals and all. And a lot of people are also talking about the educational system and how it's actually not relevant in our society, because looking at what is happening in Nigeria, people are still going to school, coming out, graduating, and there's still no job, and the government are imposing laws on taxing the youth who are just trying to find their roots. So it's like it's terrible. The government taxing the youth, like you need to pay tax for your creativity, for your talent, when jobs are not created, when there's no empowerment program, there is no grants, there is no loan given to you to implement. All they are just doing is taking and taking and taking, and people are not seeing the result. So I actually feel that we need the government to step up. We need our leaders, our president, to step up and make the right choices for the country, because if care is not taken, there will be a protest, and that protest is going to really happen whether we like it or not. People are going to come out protest to fight against hardship and all. It may be good, it may be bad, but I just want people to stay safe and stay protected, stay with your family, stay with people around you that would not make you be in a very depressing state. So also I would like to say this. I had a very terrible experience with people who were very close to me, and I feel like I need people to learn from these experiences. And I would say this, I actually put it out on Fatima's Voice. It's a website for entrepreneurs and youth leaders, global thinkers, to share their, stories and ask questions and reply, share your experiences, your knowledge and all. So I would say that it's important for you to be careful of who is accessible to you. I learned that, and I feel it's something I should share. I experienced being around people who I felt genuinely they really care about me, but it's been very selfish. I had friends who come to me and act like, they really want to help out, they really want to support, but it's a one-sided thing. Now, let me give you a typical scenario. My NGO, we were supposed to have a webinar, and this friend of mine was supposed to be a guest. He did the flyer, he did all of those things, and it was now left for him to send a script of what he has presented. Could you believe he actually said he doesn't need to send a script because he knows what he's going to say? It's just give him the platform to do what he wants. And I'm like, what? What do you think my NGO has? Do you think the people that are there are uneducated? They don't have sense? Do you think I'm very stupid to bring you on board and I have no idea of what you want to present? So I had to cancel it. And I had to follow him. I had to block him. I just chose peace. And the second experience was I was supposed to do a training for some couple of people in the UK. And this is a friend where I felt, you had good intention. Unfortunately, it wasn't. He didn't want them to contact me. He didn't want there to be WhatsApp group. He wanted to be in charge, and he said he wasn't getting paid. And that was when I realized you are not getting paid, but you are doing something that is extreme, that is none of your business. I've encountered people who referred me. A big shout out to Benga. His company is Ready Views. You could go check him out. He's such a good guy. He referred me, and he has been very supportive of the brand. So I'm like, if you want to refer somebody or you want to recommend somebody, you have no business interfering in what they do. So this was what this guy was trying to do. It was trying to interfere, claiming it didn't make any money out of it. It's just, out of supporting and all. And I'm like, no, that's a very bullshit talk to tell me. I think there's something more. Maybe you're in a relationship with them, and I really don't know what's my business. I don't have a relationship with you, so why? Or maybe you collected money from them or something. So I just had to cancel it off, block him and unfollow him. So I feel we need to be careful of who is accessible to us. It's very, very important, because you don't want to be surrounded by people who treat you like trash, even in relationships. You need to be with someone who loves you, who brag about you, who supports you, who care for you, and who would never treat you like trash. Whether they're your friends or they're your partner or they're your family members, just be around people who chooses you, who value you, and who loves you. So I feel like set boundaries and keep moving, keep pushing forward. Do not allow depression to overtake you. Stay strong. Never think of anything like suicide. Never think of anything that would make you feel. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Whether you're single, you're married, just keep doing your thing. When is your time is your time. When God want to bless you, He will bless you. I feel a lot of people would need this message, and that is it on the podcast. And yeah, I think I have given some updates that revolves around my society and some tips. So always follow me. As usual, it's going to be once every month. And thank you for listening to the end. And if you have anything you would like to share or anything you'd like to say, you can send a comment on Spotify, or you can send me a DM or WhatsApp me +234 814748036. And I want to do a shout out to the brands I'm managing. So this is like a sponsored post today. Fun is it's a logistic brand. What they do is that they do importation, exporting, and they do custom clearances. They do fund transfers. They do transportation services, and they do cargos, vehicles. So I feel like you should go check them out. So their handle is at Phone Chase Express Limited. Go check them out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and their TikTok as well. Then the other brand I would like to do a shout out to is Relic Studios Academy. So it's like an academy that's more of cinematography and media. So they have like a video coming up. It's actually been ongoing, and it's called the Family Moment Show. You can actually go check them out on YouTube at Relics TV. Yeah, and then you could go check out what they do. They're into media. They can film you, they can train you on film stuffs and everything. And you can also check that out their website, Relic Studios academy.blogspot.com, and you can also check them out on social media and all the platform, Relic Studios Academy. So let's move on to the third brand I will be talking about. It is called Global Center for Innovative Leaders, abbreviation GCIL. So what they do is an NGO that talks about global youth leaders, or leaders per se, innovative leaders that ventures in different kind of field. They had a webinar, and it was quite interesting. They called it the Cutting Edge Transformative Webinar. So go check out this NGO if you want to know more about them and you want to support them. Check them out. Global Innovative Center, Global Center for Innovative Leaders. Yeah, Global Center for Innovative Leaders, GCIL, on all the platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So thank you guys for listening to this podcast, and I'll see you guys next month, and bye.